one of the things we'd like to explore in this session is just how your organizations are now perceiving IT and how you as IT leaders are responding to whatever those demands are that you're getting from the CEO of the organization broadly.
In my environment, I can't put in a system and within the first week have the entire organization use it and get that ROI within the first month. I'm going to have to wait until it's rolled out across 30 different businesses and train all these different people with a very high turnover, and it's going to take a while to get there. So that's one of the biggest challenges I have from getting a business case that makes sense. It has the back office automation, it has the cost cutting. I think it's going to save millions, but it's a very difficult sell when it's not going to happen immediately, and it'll take 18 months to know that that money that I spent had a return on investment.
That is, we've gotten onto a 60-day delivery, so the notion is we deliver something every 60 days. And so whatever the something is, and it can be something, it can be something, but the notion is that we're in the face every 60 days saying, hey, we have just done this. And so I think that keeps you in the face, it keeps giving you the value added. It's a little bit of the ROI, which isn't sort of the 18-month ROI, it's the 60-day ROI. It's a challenge to the team because most of the times we don't deliver. We never used to deliver in 60 days. And when I put out the mandate, they said, what do you mean? How do you mean? I said, I don't know. It's yours to figure out. I just want to deliver have a delivery in 60 days. And so they've come up with different ways, different methods of delivery. So I think that's another way of staying, sort of within the space, if you will, showing value.
Are those new initiatives or just
it's everything, and so that's why I said I didn't put a fence around it initially. I just said to the team, and of course they asked me 25 questions. When does a 60-day start in 60 business days? The whole gamut, and I said, just do it.
So it's just so the organization is.
It's just to continue to show value added, that we've improved something, we've enhanced, we've added something new. You decide what it is, but it's just, and so 60 days literally could be every 2 months, and every 2 months means 6 times a year. So is that too much to ask that we give something back every 6 months a year? So I think that was sort of the notion that I had with the team, and so it's challenging. I'm not saying that we're quite there yet, but I think that's just another way of the ROI comment that you made, and your value, and what are we defending, and I think you're right on this people.
We need to make sure that all the baseline things that we do continue to be done well. That's around execution, around good controls, things like security, reliability, recoverability, all those table stakes items. We can't take our eye off the ball there. And we need to be smart about how we do this. And that's really about doing all of this stuff and more with the same amount of funding or less funding. Anytime you can do it with less funding is better. And so there's always that pressure on costs. And the challenge for us in our organization, our IT organization, in my company, is keeping those 3 areas in balance. When they're in balance, the perception of IT is good. When they fall out of balance, well, perception's colored by that.
Inherently, technology has become such a part of the global ways of working for us that what we're finding too is that if you're able to measure what benefit that is, so all of these aligning to the business drivers and business strategies, one of which is cost cutting, but the other is risk and a certain amount of growth. By measuring that and going up front and saying this is what we're going to do to remind you of measurement afterwards, using Lean Sigma principles, so I can relate to everything here. I think that's very important to do that right up front, to be able to say, if you do this, this is what you're going to get, this is how it aligns with your strategy, and we'll measure it afterwards, and then to make sure you deliver.
High caliber talent is probably what I'm defending, so maybe that's a really different answer, but it's not, risk management or analytics or BI that I'm defending, it's just the good guys. Like I have a team of 30 people, I have a list of 30 people who I'm actively supporting and fighting for, and I'm doing the mentoring and then going the extra mile for. So I think that's, again, just building on that, things are just more aggressive than they used to be. I used to actively actually mentor 4, 5, 6 kind of people. That would be my norm. Now it's 30. So it's just you know, you need to protect these guys. So that's probably defending anybody that or anything. That's what we're doing.
But and our strategy is two things. One is to transform the business and to be in new categories, toys, lifestyle products, and that takes investment. But at the same time, as we're losing sales, we need to reduce our cost base. But that applies to not just IT. That applies across the whole business. So everyone's struggling with the same challenges. How do I innovate and grow these new categories while also reducing my cost base? And I guess what I find, it's less of a challenge in that, in a sense, in that it's not how can IT take out its costs, it's how can we do this across the board, and it's sometimes that's using IT to take out costs, and sometimes we have to be at the table as well looking at costs. So it's a common, it's not only looking at